Is the new iPhone 13 Pro worth the hype? Watch this video for my take on the latest photography features packed into the new iPhone 13 Pro. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Scott Lawrence, a professional headshot and portrait photographer based here in Detroit. For the best headshot tips and tricks, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you'll be notified when new videos are released. This video will touch on the new photography and video related features packed into the new iPhone 13 Pro. As a professional headshot photographer, I'm pretty picky when it comes to cameras and camera phones. I was due for an upgrade. My previous iPhone was coming up on 2 years old, and my daughter strongly suggested I consider upgrading. The question I had was, what does the iPhone 13 Pro really do for photography? Not to sound too much like an Apple keynote, but this is the greatest camera system they've ever developed in an iPhone. And that's true. The 3 new lenses are brighter with faster maximum apertures, which means they let in more light. The pixels are actually bigger, which means they're more sensitive to light. So this effectively gives you better low light performance. There's also a lot of computational photography going on behind the scenes. Unless you really know what you're doing with a professional camera, the iPhone is just going to get you to a better result faster. For everyday snapshots, the iPhone is really what I'd recommend to just about everybody these days. It's also worth noting that the camera system in the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max are the exact same systems. So you don't need to buy the Pro Max to get the best camera system. As a portrait photographer, I really like the new telephoto lens that they put in the iPhone. It's a 77mm equivalent focal length, so that puts it squarely in the true portrait lens category. Most professional photographers will tell you that a portrait lens is in that 50 to 85 or a little bit even a little bit longer focal length. Previously, the telephoto lens on the iPhone was just a little wide, and that's just not going to give you as flattering of a portrait. I think my favorite new feature is the macro functionality built into cameras. If you're new to macro photography or you're not sure what that is, it's basically just taking pictures of very small things and making them appear larger than life. So think extra close-up food photography, flowers, bugs, watches, jewelry, anything that's small that you want to make really large. This is just a lot of fun by itself, so if you haven't tried macro photography and you pick up a new iPhone, definitely give it a shot. The great thing is too, the macro functionality works on both stills and video, so you can do the same thing with either option. The question I had was, can the iPhone replace my Canon R6 for video for my YouTube videos? If you haven't noticed, I am actually using the iPhone 13 Pro to film this very video. What do you think? It's straight out of the camera. I've got a video light set up and I've got the iPhone mounted on a tripod, but otherwise I'm not using an external mic. It's pretty stock, and I'm using the built-in Photos app. So if your iPhone is a few years old, this is definitely going to be a big upgrade for you. Apple also beefed up the storage options too, so now you get kind of the next step up of storage for the same price as last year. And I always recommend bumping up the storage, even if you're on the fence, go to that next storage level, because I hate to see you spend all this money on a new iPhone only to run out of storage at the most critical time, because that's when you always run out of storage, when you need it most. Will the new iPhone materially change the way I work or which cameras I bring to a professional job? For me, not yet, but it's handy to have in a pinch, and it's great for shooting B-roll and other behind-the-scenes footage. So will you be upgrading? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe if you like this content. If you're in the Detroit area and need to update that headshot for LinkedIn or other social media, be sure to check out my website at scottlawrencephoto.com, where you can book a session. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.